Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of Cybersecurity Explained. Today we are looking at your data as well as your online and offline identity. Hopefully by the end of the video you will develop an understanding of these respective identities, your data, while also including the many different types of this data and where it's stored online. So let's begin with online identity. So your online identity in cyberspace is how you present yourself to others across the internet. You should provide strictly limited, if any, information about yourself. So for example, use an alias or username which is not related to you or couldn't be traced back to you. So this is fairly simple stuff and basic etiquette when online. Moving on to offline identity, it is such information might include your name, age, address, educational institution or workplace, so it's more personalized and more sensitive. You may choose to share it with close friends or family, and you should avoid mixing your online and offline identity. So it's common sense and obviously a big red flag to share any of this information online. Now we're moving on to data. So any information about you is considered your data. Personal information can be used to identify you as an individual. This includes pictures you share online with friends and not just more traditional attributes like social security numbers or your mother's maiden name. All such data could be used to identify you online. So now we're going to look into more detail about different types of data. I briefly touched on this in the previous cybersecurity video while I was talking about organizational data and personal data, but now I've mentioned that earlier on the offline identity slide, I'm going to proceed with this. So, medical records. Every time someone visits a doctor or a GP, medical information is added to his or her EHR or electronic health record, and EHR may include physical and mental health data and even non-medically related data such as counseling records. Medical devices such as fitness bands record heart rate and blood sugar levels, often synced in the cloud. These devices can generate an enormous amount of clinical data that could become part of your medical records and valuable to hackers. So here I need to stress that your medical data is not just generated by going to the hospital, but also through health devices. Education records. So educational information includes exam results or grades, attendance and awards are also recorded. This may also include health records such as vaccines administered at school, as well as special education records like IEPs, which stand for Individual Education Plans for students needing further educational assistance. Lastly, we have employment records. So employment information includes past employment and your general performance within the industry. Other examples of data include information stored on computing devices, identity and information held online, such as the example mentioned earlier. So finally, we need to ask ourselves, where is our data? Data is stored on networks either locally or online in databases. Organizational data is often retrieved in SQL queries sent to databases. There are many different laws that protect your privacy and data in your country, like GDPR, which stands for General Data Protection Regulations. However, data can spread across the web easily. Data may be authorized so it can be shared across institutions such as medical data and is accessible to insurance companies for risk management or quoting. Data such as pictures, which may be originally stored on a single device, can quickly spread across the internet when shared publicly. So in this session, we have learned examples of your online and offline identity and what the difference is, what your data is and how it can be used to identify you, and different types of data about you and why it may be shared between institutions. So I hope you have found this video informative. Next time we will be looking at the CIA acronym, which is fundamentally used to assess security in the field. Thank you for watching and goodbye.